Well, this video isn't about a specific subject other than West Virginia football. Just wanted to catch up on a few bits and pieces, some thoughts that have kind of flitted through, that sort of thing. Starting off, you may have seen a few reports, people summarizing the Neil Brown Kegler show, where he talked about Andrew Wilson Lamp on special teams. Now, what they don't know, well, it was my question, so I know Tony Caridi edited the question. And I specifically asked if Wilson Lamp was making progress getting back to playing defense, cornerback. I don't know if he had a specific reason for leaving that part off. I assume Coach Brown sees the questions before he asks to answer. Well, did they not want to talk about that part? Was it just a casual thing that has no significance? I haven't a clue. The good news is that Wilson Lamp is doing extremely well on special teams. I did not realize just how many special teams he's playing. What I found most interesting was the comment that Wilson Lamp is partly responsible for the success that Preston Fox has had in punt returns. It's something going to have to watch, and I'm of course hoping that the only time we don't see punts from Houston is when we get a fumble recovery or interception. I wouldn't mind that at all. So here's hoping we get to see Preston Fox and Wilson Lamp demonstrate this for us many times. And I do hope that Wilson Lamp is making progress on defense, but it may be that I think it's Jordan Jackson that's playing corner and his brother that's playing safety. But one of the Jacksons may have passed Wilson Lamp up for the time being. Of course, Wilson Lamp did not play corner before coming to West Virginia, so the learning curve can be tricky. And since his problems only seem to show up in games, you don't really know if he has fixed them without putting him into a game. And I don't know, maybe we're actually going to see him against Houston on defense. Kole Taylor interview on the Kegler show. We learn again that Mike Joseph is a big deal. He is the 12th man on the field, and unless the crowd is the 12th man and Joseph is the 13th and the nutrition program is the 14th, and you can start to see why we're winning games. But what I found particularly interesting wasn't when Taylor talked about how Joseph works up an individual program for each player, but the fact that that's not the norm. Taylor made a reference, most programs still use a one-size-fits-all where the whole team does the same routine. And since he came from LSU, I have to assume that he's referring to the LSU program, which really surprises me. I would have thought that every big program was doing individualized workouts. Evidently not. Hooray for Joseph and West Virginia University. We know one guy we have to hang on to, don't we? Andrew Jackson talking about Mike Lockhart. And of course, we've heard this, Lockhart was in the portal for an extended time and did not stay in the best of shape during that time, so last year was not a good indicator. Well, he bought in. He bought in with Mike Joseph and has gotten himself into much better shape resulting in much better play. And we're seeing that when he can, he'll make a tackle 3 yards behind the line of center. He'll make a tackle on a screen pass near the sideline. And Jackson says that Lockhart is just starting to fulfill his potential. What are we going to see when he fills all of his potential if he continues the work? I mean, this is the story of what happens when you put in the effort to go with the talent. And it also makes us say, Jordan Jefferson? I remember that name from somewhere, but I don't miss him. This also does, though, bring up the question, we are successfully rotating about 9 guys on the defensive line. Can we keep them all happy? Not just this year, but next. We have guys, we're not losing many. We have got more guys are going to be ready to play next year. And if you got the starters getting 25 to 30 plays, a few of them, maybe more. Next batch getting 15 or 20 reps, and then, guys getting 10. Are guys going to be happy only getting 10 to 20 plays when they are good enough to be going someplace else and getting 30, 40, 50 reps? That can be seductive. Patience can pay off if they'll wait. We probably won't be able to keep them all. Got some people in the media talking about this as Neil Brown's offense and the offense that Neil Brown wants. And that's just not true. Does Neil Brown intend to be run heavy this year? Yeah. We've got the line, we got the backs to do that. But grind and pound for 3.5 yards and just eking out first downs? No, that is not the offense he wants. They fully intend for this to be a run-heavy, explosive offense. They want to be breaking runs for 20, 30 yards, 50-yard touchdown. They want some deep passes that hit for long gains or touchdowns. They want to be scoring over 30 points a game and still have the defense holding the other guys to 10 to 17 or shutouts. Those would be nice. They don't happen a lot in the Big 12. But grind and pound is what we're doing because at the moment it's necessary, not because it's what Neil Brown or Chad Scott want. But we have to be successful on passes early in the game, get Garrett Green off to a faster start, and push the defenses out of the box. Then the run game goes yee-haw. And defenses get on their heels and confused, and yeah, we're scoring a lot. Now, I think Brown still wants to control time of possession. He doesn't want a 2-play touchdown drive on a frequent basis, but some chunks. Enough points to put some space between, West Virginia and whoever. But man, don't talk like Neil Brown likes 3.5 yards and wouldn't rather have a few quick strikes mixed in there. Ben Cutter. Don't know if you saw the interview with Cutter on Monday. The dude looked like he was wearing a padded shirt. I mean, he has built, well, he and Mike Joseph together have put together a specimen. You know, if he's not careful, he's going to make it on the freak list. Which in this case is, of course, a good thing, and we're not putting anybody down. But if he can play the way we think he can, there are going to be some offensive players waking up really sore the next day. Now, I think this is last thing. When Houston and West Virginia get on the field Thursday night, Houston is going to have an 11-1 advantage in numbers. West Virginia is going to have the advantage because Dana Holgerson always puts 11 players on the field, and Neil Brown puts one team on the field, and one team beats 11 players. That is the difference in the coaching styles. That is why it has taken this long to get here. It takes time to build one team out of 100 and something players. And as long as you have somebody not buying in, you don't have a team. You know, you can't, you know, there's the old, if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have any, or you don't have one, which is partly true, partly not. And if you have one team plus 3 players, you don't have one team. The 3 not buying in will always be creating static, interfering with the flow, with the concentration. You don't get the sharp discipline. You don't get the heart and grit that we have seen from this team. So we're not playing poker, we're playing football. And in football, 1 is greater than 11. Well, I hope you will click the thumbs up, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We have hit over 200 subscribers now, on our way to 1,000. So if you will just gather 800 of your closest friends and bring them on over, we can really start having a rollicking good time. Now, I'm going to go beat Houston. I'll be back to talk about how we beat Houston. And we'll have another rollicking good time. So long.